our final topic of the evening. We will be talking about the Atlanta Falcons.
I know.
Those
I
are the
know.
true, yeah. Those are the birds right there that we do not care about. Like this is gonna be a quick video just for all the fans because NFC South we don't play with them. No, I'm just
Of
playing. But
course.
to all the Atlanta Falcons, we're gonna go ahead and do our take on what the Atlanta Falcons should do for this upcoming season, for this upcoming off season, heading into free agency and heading into the draft. They have the fourth overall pick. So we'll start off with Spence. What is your take on the Atlanta Falcons on what they should do?
Okay, well, first let me shout out somebody. Shout out to my friend Ed, aka I be that man 90, because without him, I did not know what the Falcons' problems were, to be honest with you, because there wasn't on my radar. But he helped. But he helped me. I watched some old stuff, did some research. He helped me open my eyes to the situation. So this is what I got from my synopsis. Number one, I've been saying it for years. They got to get a quarterback change. They have to. I get it. It's Matt Ryan. He gave us that he still got some juice in the arm. Let him go. Just let him go. Trade him, get some pieces, and just let him go. Also, I know I'm gonna say it. A lot of people gonna hate me for it. It's gonna be fine. Julio, y'all gotta let him go. Not let him go. Don't let him walk. But make y'all gotta use some trade pieces. Right now, y'all in a rebuilding mode. Ever since that Super Bowl we lost, y'all haven't been the same. Y'all been shook ever since time. And now time is in your division. So y'all shook every single Sunday because
Send them
he's
to
there.
Baltimore.
we'll we'll get back to that anyways. But yeah, so for them, I feel like there's a lot of moving pieces need to be changed. Offensively, defensively, Kyle Ridley is gonna have to step up to be or one truly. Even though, yeah, they got Julio back this season, they're going to he's about to transition out. So they gotta like, hey, we gotta find a number one. Kyle Ridley gotta do it. Defensively, I don't know what really needs help in defensively. I need to take a really good look at it, but right now in the draft, I don't even know what pick they have. Well, yeah, I do. I mean, of course that one, but others like the other rounds. But
They
I
only,
will say
they
first.
only have one pick in each round, basically.
Oh, okay. Well,
They don't have any extra picks, so they
mm,
pick fourth in every round, though.
so I would say this one, I would actually start looking for a quarterback one to just hey, we need set for the future. We need to start going forward because right now y'all got to go rebuilding mode, man. Y'all have to. It's tough. I know y'all said, man, we were just in Super Bowl not too long ago. We almost had it. I get it, but y'all gonna have to take some L's to get some first rounds for a minute, guys. That's it.
All
All
right.
right, Trey.
So I don't know. I disagree. As far as that, as far as trading Julio and Matt Ryan, um, offense isn't their problem. They ranked eighth overall in total offense,
Okay.
16th in points scored. Their defense rate 23rd. So this is kind of like a trend with Atlanta. Their offense generally is always pretty good for the most part. Todd Gurley had a decent year. There were some questions about him when he left the Rams, but he, for the most part, had a good season. Julio was banged up majority of the season, but Calvin Ridley did have a great year as well. I believe Calvin Ridley finished in the top 5 in receiving or something like that. I know it was top 10 for
Yeah.
that. So offense is not an issue for the Falcons.
Okay.
They could score. Matt Ryan still got enough juice or whatever you said. Julio when he's healthy, Julio is Julio, and Calvin Ridley is he's damn near a one, but on their depth chart right now with Julio there, he is a 2. So I don't have any issue with their offense. Defense, however, yeah. Now, as far as where you would start to even fix it, I know they took AJ Terrell last year's draft at corner. I'd probably say pass rush though. I when I watch the Falcons, I don't see they don't have like a presence on their defensive line like that where opposing quarterbacks have to really worry like Russell Wilson does in his division, for example.
Good question. Do you know their salary cap? If they have any salary cap?
Yeah, that is the issue with Atlanta. Their salary cap is a little
A little yeah.
They gotta clear some things up on as far as money wise.
Oh yeah, okay, all right. That's all I need to know. Continue.
Yeah, so they're not doing a bunch of free agency. I can tell you that.
Well, I wasn't even thinking that, but I got you.
No, you just made me want to actually take a quick look into that.
I don't even know what they can even do, to be honest with you. Because once you think about it, like, man, they don't really have any pass rush like that.
I mean, that's been their issue for quite some time. Like even when they were relevant and they were
in the Super Bowl, like
yeah.
they've been an offensive team for years. Like
years, right?
Julio and Matt Ryan essentially have been the offense. And I mean, obviously the running backs have kind of changed now since Freeman's not there anymore. And but like I said, they had Todd Gurley this year. He did a decent enough job. Like I said, offense isn't their issue. It's top 6 point score in the league out of 32.
Okay.
Terrible. 8th total offense isn't bad either. So you're a top 10 offense, but you went 4-12. That's crazy to me. But what that tells me is
the defense can stop.
You blow leads, which we saw that happen. We remember the famous Cowboys game this year where all they had to do was recover the onside kick, and you see how that went.
Oh, don't forget the Nick Foles miracle.
Yeah, so I mean, they had a couple of letdown, to say the least. They were actually when they played the Chiefs, they were actually in it versus Kansas City too, and so offensively they can score with just about anybody. They just can't stop nobody. So
did y'all say that the Falcons they're in salary cap hell?
No, I said I don't think they have much salary cap from what I said.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because from the article that I read, they have 36 mil cap space.
Okay. So
which is, they got a little something to work with, but
they can work. They can.
And the article was February 4th.
Depends on right. Depends on who they can.
But see, a lot of mocks is having them take a quarterback, which that doesn't do anything for me if you still have Matt Ryan on the roster because
right.
Okay, you're gonna get your quarterback for the future. That's cool. Get to sit behind Matt Ryan, but you're gonna be in the same situation this year as you were last year. You'll be able to score points with Matt Ryan, cool, but
your defense
you gotta take a defender, somebody on the defense side of the ball with that 4th overall pick. Which, like you said, is not going to be likely because this is a heavy offensive draft. But I mean, at this point, trade back and get more picks then because I don't know. I just don't see. I can't see you taking the quarterback with Matt Ryan still on the roster. For me, doesn't make sense. But I get it. People are, people try to do the Aaron Rodgers situation, the scenario where you had Brett Favre, you took him and you had him sit for a while. Mahomes sat for a year. I mean, it happens. You can do it that way. But for me, if I'm going to do it, I'm just going to go ahead and trade Matt Ryan to. There's a bunch of teams right now that want a quarterback still. Go ahead and move Matt Ryan now, so that way you can take your quarterback at 4, and even if you don't want to start him right away, bring in a different veteran quarterback for cheaper. But I just can't see you keeping Matt Ryan on the roster and then taking a quarterback. Just logically doesn't make sense to me when you need help on defense.
All right.
But Vic?
So I've been looking back and forth on this one. So just to start off with, for the Atlanta Falcons, as Trey was alluding to, offense isn't a problem. Defense is. Now, I do get it. I understand. Matt Ryan is 37 years old. The Falcons are thinking in some sense of what the Packers were thinking. Trying to get ahead of the curve.
Don't be like the Steelers.
Yeah, don't be like the Steelers for sure. Or the Cowboys, you could say, because they have a different situation, even though Dak Prescott is young. But they're thinking about possibly investing into the future. Now, it'd be a great idea, but it just all depends on the Falcons' intentions of what they're trying to do. Me personally, I would have to have a sit down with Matt Ryan, see, evaluate, the whole state, his whole state, what he wants, etc. But if it was my team, to be honest, I would probably look into getting a quarterback for the future. I think me and Trey, we both talked about this off the air one of these times. And we were talking about how, and everybody in fantasy knows this too, that plays fantasy football. Matt Ryan, he's great when he has Julio Jones. When he doesn't, he's a different quarterback. I'm a Bucs fan, so I definitely see that a lot. He's a different quarterback, night and day. When he has Julio Jones, he's, in there, top 15 quarterbacks, maybe top 20 to be safe. But when he doesn't have Julio, it's kind of a different quarterback. Well, he's not kind of, he is a different quarterback. So, again, going to just a free agency right now, I would look into getting some defensive help. First things first, I would target outside linebackers / edge rusher, defensive ends. I would see, with division rivals Shaq Barrett, Trey Hendrickson, Carl Lawson, Jadeveon Clowney's a free agent. I know he has an injury history, so that's a risky one. Matt Judon, Yannick Ngakoue, which those both seem to be going to be, free agents from the information that I've gathered from Baltimore Ravens news. Leonard Floyd.
Wait, before anything, there used to be your boys, right?
I mean, I've told y'all both this. Matt Judon, he can be a good player. Sometimes he can be a high hit.
Let's keep it real. He don't like.
Sometimes Judon makes some boneheaded mistakes from time to time, but he is a good run defender. Pass rusher, he's not with the money that he's asking for. He's not worth it, in my opinion. I wouldn't say that I don't like Judon, because Matt Judon, he is a fun individual. Those that follow him on Twitter, Instagram, he's pretty lively. He cracks a lot of jokes. But, just to me, in terms of what he's asking for to be, paid as a top premier pass rusher, I don't think he's worth that. Right. But, teach his own, somebody can pay him the bag that he wants. So again, I have no beef with him, but sometimes he makes some boneheaded mistakes, and he does that in crucial moments. This year, he improved, but he did have his moments. But again, regardless of that, we're talking about the Falcons.
You're talking about
I just need.
You talk about a game that a Jet did versus Steelers where he pushed the referee.
Listen, Vic,
yeah,
Vic, hang on, Vic, Vic, listen. All I'm saying is you'll have a great team. Nobody just want to be there. Continue. All right.
Whatever. Anyways, so you got Justin Houston, Hassan Reddick. That would be another player that I would look into.
If the Cards
Possibly
can't,
for the
yeah.
cheap. Yeah, if the Cards can't get him back. You got Melvin Ingram, Jayon Brown, which also the Miami Dolphins could look into him. He plays outside and a little bit of middle linebacker.
Wait.
Probably for the Tennessee Titans.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll think about
it. He's a solid outside backer / middle linebacker. So he'd be somebody I'll look into. I know Aldon Smith just came back from all his issues off the field. So I mean, there's a whole long list of players, whether it's outside, inside linebacker, pass rusher, that the Falcons could look into. I even seen that Shaquille Griffin for the Seattle Seahawks, he's a free agent at the moment. Unless the Seahawks plan on franchise tagging him or whatever the case is. There's definitely a lot of names out there. But I would, like I said, target just defense. Offensively, I feel like they're good, except for if there was a position I would target on offense is running back, because I just don't believe in Todd Gurley like that. But as far as the 4th overall pick, I would, I know it's been in a lot of mocks. Well, since we're all expecting Trevor Lawrence to be taken with the 1st overall pick. What's that quarterback's name? He's been projected to him quite a bit. So
Ravens gonna Raven. Beautiful. So not to cut you off, but just a report that I just seen pop up literally right now as you're speaking. And it states that the Baltimore Ravens are not expected to pursue Allen Robinson or Kenny Golladay in free agency.
Oh yeah, that came out.
Unless you guys are gonna go after, like, I guess the second.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what you like to do.
Wait, what y'all doing?
That's what they.
I mean, that's
their thing.
Yeah, the Ravens. We don't ever like. I forgot that came out yesterday. I don't know why. Yeah, I should have said something about that. But yeah, Baltimore, we typically don't like to get high-priced, top-tier receivers. Just for example, Anquan Bolden, Derek Mason. It's just we always go with second-tier. Steve Smith, towards the end of their career, but not quite. Right. So that's just the Baltimore thing.
Go for the bargain.
Yeah, we mainly invest in the defense, and offensively we just draft those players. So
not will.
The only position that the Baltimore Ravens are willing to pay is the quarterback. That's the only position that the Baltimore Ravens will pay. Quarterback and offensive line.
Is that true? Because I'm hearing different rumblings in Baltimore.
I mean, we can go back to the whole. I mean, even though that's a little kind of a different situation, but Joe Flacco, there was back and forth with that. Especially Joe Flacco going towards the end of his deal, stuff like that. Obviously, there was a lot of issues with playoffs and what he's done. Obviously, he got his big contract when he won Super Bowl, which was entering his final year of the deal. But like I said,
right on time.
The Baltimore Ravens, yeah. So if that's a sign for anything, Baltimore, y'all might be winning Super Bowl this year or the next upcoming year, and pay Lamar. So, and we expect that. But yeah, as Trey said, that's true. They're not expected to go after Allen Robinson or Chris Godwin.
Like that would fix y'all issues, but whatever.
Yeah, there's talk that the Baltimore, the receivers that the Baltimore Ravens are targeting, from what was reported, is Corey Davis, and Corey Davis. I think Curtis Samuel may be one of them. But those Corey Davis was the main one that I heard of that they're targeting.
Y'all can get Corey Davis. I'm not too worried about that, but Samuel, I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like that too much.
So,
of course not.
I mean, other than that, just going
Corey
back
Davis
to the
kind of reminds me of a Baltimore receiver, though.
I mean, I was hoping to be honest, I was hoping
he didn't pan out in Tennessee. He had a good year this year, finally, but
yeah, I was hoping that the Baltimore Ravens would be able to select Corey Davis in that draft class that he came out of, but Baltimore was a little too late in the draft. Well, not too late, but they were like middle of the pack, and he got selected. I think it was 5th overall, or somewhere between 5th and 10th.
Yeah, he hasn't lived up to it, but
yeah. So, in terms of the draft,
about the Ravens though,
yeah, this ain't about the Ravens. Atlanta Falcons. I believe that they will draft the quarterback, and it's what's that quarterback's name? The one that they're kind of comparing to what's his name?
I need a school.
Huh?
I need a school. Give me a school.
Shoot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at it real quick.
I'm gonna say BYU, Wisconsin,
you got Justin
Oregon.
Fields, you got
I have to say I need a school.
Both talking at the same time. Not Justin Fields, the other one that's been linked to
Wilson,
not Trey Lance. Yeah, I think it's Zach Wilson. Is it
BYU?
BYU?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's him.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because it's not Justin Fields and it's not.
Obviously, it's not Trevor Lawrence.
It's not Trey Lawrence. So Trey Lance. So yeah, it's Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson for BYU. That's what I keep seeing getting projected. Honestly, I haven't been able to see his film, but so I'm just going off of exactly what everybody's saying. I'll have to get a deeper dive into the draft, which I'll be doing probably a month from now, maybe sooner, just to get a better idea. Again, defensively, I just throw off the top of the dome, like they're, just with everybody, not everybody, but players opting out of the season, just the whole COVID year, the first round, it's more offensive talent being evaluated to where they're projected to be first round talent. There are a few players that have potential to be drafted high, but those aren't needs for the Atlanta Falcons. Like middle linebacker, there are 2 prospects, especially one in particular, that would be key, but the Atlanta Falcons don't play a 3-4 defense. They play a 4-3 from what I remember them, but I know they're probably going to have a different defensive coordinator, so I don't know exactly what scheme they'll be playing in this one. They do have Patrick in terms of secondary help. I know the Atlanta Falcons do need secondary help. So if they did decide they want to do something instead of drafting a quarterback, I would trade back and hopefully not too far back to where you could draft cornerback Patrick Surtain the second. I think that would be a solid pick. Obviously, NFL pedigree right there. His father played in Miami. Obviously, y'all both should know that.
Certain curtains.
And I mean, other than that, I mean, they have. I don't know if I'm gonna say this wrong, but a defensive end, Quiddy Pay. He's an edge rusher in this draft. I believe he plays for. I forgot what team that was.
If they're gonna get a DN though, we got the best DN coming out. We got the top prospect for DN coming out of Miami. Greg.
I've seen that, but it's been up and down because I've been seeing.
Well, he said, because he opted out, I guess maybe.
Yeah.
He's not the top anymore, but last season, without him opting out, he led the ACC in sacks. So he would have definitely been the top defensive.
I keep seeing his name and the other one. that we have in Miami.
Roach.
Who was that?
You talk about Quincy Roach?
Yeah, not Quincy Roach. Is the other one. He plays. He mainly plays D tackle, but he could play D end, but he plays D tackle as well. Like he's a hybrid. What's his name? Well, anyways, so regardless, I've been seeing these defensive ends being in the mid to late round for the first round, which is kind of crazy to me. But that just shows how much offensively these prospects are valued compared to the defensive side. There's a few players on defense, like a middle linebacker, and you got cornerback Patrick Surtain the second, but outside of that, you got Joseph Asai, which he plays for Texas. He's another edge rusher, but I've been seeing them projected up and down, but it's always like mid to late in the first round, maybe early second. So there's definitely value for teams that's drafting late, especially like Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Kansas City Chiefs, looking for another outside rusher. But again, it's about the 11.
They always, it's crazy. Like they had a pretty decent draft. What, this year?
Yeah.
As far as like they hit on their draft picks at 32, so that's kind of crazy to me. And especially the fact that they're not gonna be needing necessarily offense for the most part.
Yeah.
So the fact that defensive players are gonna slide in this draft, they can definitely add to their defense and help.
Yeah, most definitely. Just to answer the question, for the Atlanta Falcons, I would trade back. I mean, I would draft a quarterback, draft for the future, have him develop behind Matt Ryan. I don't see no harm in it because based off of everything that I've been hearing, it sounds like the Atlanta Falcons, it could be smoke, but it sounds like the Atlanta Falcons are looking to build for the future. But to me, I would much rather just them trade back, accumulate some more picks because they have a lot of holes on that team. And 36 mil, you can cover some of that up in free agency, but it's just I think they need more than just defensive help, than just to change their quarterback. Because it's basically telling us that hey, we're not in it for this season. We're in it for the long run. So this year and next year, we're kind of basically in a rebuilding mode. So it just all depends on the approach. But I mean, what they're talking about, I would just go ahead and just get ready for that.
So if you're going to go rebuild, why not go full rebuild and trade Matt Ryan and Julio now?
I would trade Matt Ryan for sure, and I would probably consider trading him to the San Francisco 49ers, reuniting him with Shanahan, since obviously he played in that offense already when he went to Super Bowl, and you give him a legitimate shot to compete for the NFC, to represent the NFC, and I would definitely put the 49ers over the Cardinals, as I earlier said. I said the Cardinals will be second in division behind.
Apparently, it's rumors that the 49ers have their eye on a different NFC South quarterback.
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater.
Rumored, which I don't know if he would want to be a backup.
I just don't. I don't get it. I mean, yeah, it's probably cheaper and all that, but I just think there's so many things that I think there's different quarterbacks. If they really want to push for contention to be a Super Bowl champion, I would. I mean, it's cheap. I would get my guy because I feel like they're just a quarterback away from competing for a championship. But again, this is not about the San Francisco 49ers, not about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, not about the Panthers, about the Falcons right now. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. But,
Rise up or whatever they say, right?
yeah,
Is
they're
that
gonna
it?
sit their behinds down. Yeah, that's what they say though.
Oh, I don't.
I don't know. I don't know. This is unknown territory for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not big.
Nah,
Yeah.
they a bunch of dubs over there.
Oh, well,
Anyway.
most of these bird teams, yeah, they're kind of all the same.
No, not the Ravens. Not the Ravens.
Eagles.
Here we
Not
go.
Ravens.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Trying my team.
Yeah, it don't matter. Bro.
No.
Put the pause on you.
You don't have pause?
Yeah, we got pause. You ever been slapped with a feather?
No. No.
It hurts.
So the next two, that's crazy.
What the next two teams we'll be talking about?
It'll be the Bengals and Eagles.
I
think
they should go ahead.
Cincy's is definitely gonna be easy, honestly.
Yeah, they should just drop the kicker.
They should, but they're not going to. They're not. They definitely got to protect Joe Burrow. Like
that should be number one priority.
Do we have anything else before we wrap it?
And it begins, gentlemen. That's it. And it begins.
Yeah. That's it for right now. I don't have anything else. I mean, Trey, you hit on the Baltimore news.
I want to shout out. Yeah, who cares about Baltimore news? Anyways,
what?
I want to shout out
to
the boy Carmelo Anthony and LaMelo. You know, they put on a great game last night, and Carmelo pretty much passed the torch, so to say, to LaMelo. As far as there was a lot of talk on the internet just about him going by Melo and him doing the 3 to the head every time he shoots a 3, pretty much paying respect to Carmelo Anthony. But you know how people are on the internet, they took it as him trying to steal from him or copy him. And Carmelo just said basically that LaMelo is going to be around in the league for years to come. He's a good player, and he's pretty much like carrying on that legacy. So, and then they did the whole jersey swap thing. So, like to see that. I know Vick wasn't big on the whole Ball family and everything, but you gotta admit this kid LaMelo.
This one's the best one, man.
Real deal, looking like definitely looking like a lock right now. Early on for Rookie of the Year so far.
1 out of 3.
It's the best one, man. It's the best one.
Having a quietly decent year though. It's just not being talked about. It's not being talked about by people, but Lonzo is low key doing good, but it's being overshadowed though because LaMelo's balling the way he is. So we needed you to do this 2 years ago. It ain't about you right now.
He definitely showed up, and I'm definitely referring to LaMelo. He's definitely, I guess, altered my perception of the Ball family. Obviously, he's the main one.
Well, he's not the best one though, because you know that boy LeVar was beast.
Yeah.
Get off my
screen. I'm still waiting to see Michael and him, but
he say Michael's scared of him, man. He say Michael can't play him, man. Mike couldn't guard him. Too big.
I'm gonna say, I don't even believe that. This documentary showed how petty Michael Jordan is. You don't think he said, who's still left? LaMelo? Get him. But we don't need him. Get him. Now Jordan, you can't run from me. Jordan's like, now you can't. Jordan's like, you can't run from me now.
I'm not gonna entertain that.
You can't run from me now, LeVar. Come on. I'll let you pick the court. You can pick your own ball. Come on.
All right, but so if we didn't have anything else, let's go ahead and pretty much close it, right? So you've heard what he had to say. You can agree, you can disagree, but at the end of the day, all takes are valid. All right, boys.
Yeah.